Hi there, it's Jennifer Hough, and I'm with one of our winners for the Facebook Hot Seat. Yay! And her name is Diane Catrambone, right, Diane? Did I get it right?
Yes, exactly.
Right. So the cool thing is, I'm just loving talking to you guys uh, who I've seen names and connections, and it's just so nice to actually be able to talk,
Yeah.
and connect in this land of us being distanced. So, what Diane's question was, how do I be a faith keeper and be still so that I can see what's real? But in talking to Diane, talking to you a little bit, girl, I was realizing it's like, oh no, I just had this instinct that I need to ask you, where's that question? Like, what does that question mean to you? Like, what would happen if you were a faith keeper and if you were able to be still? Like, what would happen to what's the end result you're looking for, and what does it mean to see what's real? Like, how would that benefit you to see what's real?
So, what it would do for me is give me a continued foundation of knowing that I have a place on the planet at this moment to help people make a choice to be loving versus fearful. That's as simply as I can get. What it would do for me is to make me feel like I've done my job. I feel like that's why I'm here. I remember when I first started my coaching business, and I still have it. My
Yeah.
tagline is victim to victor. I've always been victim to victor. I don't know why. It just always resonated with me. Too
So
many of us. Go ahead.
so what I'm feeling is like there's this place for you that you know that your heart's being called, and you know that your heart's being called to serve humanity, right? Is that
Yes,
true? Yeah.
yes.
So
And I
that
feel
is,
like I have been
yes,
doing.
yes, which is fantastic. And can you see in times of great change that, can you feel this inside of you that in times of great change, there's an evolution on the contribution that you can make, or both. There's also, not only are there evolutions in our ability to contribute, there's also a different asking by humanity. It deepens the asking, it fine tunes the asking of where people are at based on what's going on. Hence, Black Lives Matter, COVID, political strife, all that kind of stuff, right? Because you live in Pennsylvania, so you're in the United States like me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I
can you
do.
kind of feel that evolution happening in consciousness and in the world right now?
Yes. And so for myself, I, I, I I had a purpose. I felt like for a long time I had to pull people along, like, just come on, do this, learn this, be
Mm-hmm.
this.
Yep.
And then a couple years ago, I felt like that's done. I'm done. In a good way, I felt like I was just complete.
Yeah.
And
Good.
I've been sitting now saying, well, okay, well, what's next? And being very like sitting. I'm just kind of sitting. And I keep saying to the universe, hey, just show me. I'm ready. Just show me. So I've been kind of doing, I don't know what. But what I am stuck in and needing clarity around is
Yes.
that, yes, I see the consciousness, I see the evolution, I see the COVID, I see the Black Lives Matter, getting
Yes.
involved in that, educating myself. But I get caught, as we all do, I'm sure, in the 3D piece of it, that fear piece of it. And then like, okay, how do I 100% say, yes, but that's not me. I am here. I am here as I use the word faith keeper. They do that in Native American culture. And I've always gravitated to that, being the person who, no matter what, someone in the tribe was always set to be the faith keeper.
Okay.
What was happening around, they
Yeah.
were just there. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's what I feel like I need to be, even though I'm in quite a minority.
Is it is it okay if we take the idea of faith keeper, because even that idea in the evolution of the contrast, because of the contrast of what's happening right now, the idea of faith keeper, actually the languaging is up for an upgrade? Are you up for a deepening of your relationship to that role?
Absolutely.
Excellent. So that's the first question I have. The second, I want to make sure that I really hear the deeper question you're asking, which is, you said earlier, like before we got on the recording, you said that, okay, am I done? Like, is that it? Am I good? And the thing is, we're creators. So we're never done creating. And I can tell you are a bridge builder. So we did this crazy thing when I was, we do this questionnaire when people sign up. There's a program we have called Get Out of Your Way to Evolve and Embody coming up, right? And so people who signed up, they do this questionnaire to see where they're at. And what we found out, which we kind of already knew, but it's like, for some reason, I didn't really deeply get it. The people that are attracted to our work are already doing the work, right? They're already really aware of what's going on, and they love deeper conversations. They love deeper awarenesses. And I can see for you, which I'm really excited about to see where this goes. I can see for you so your conversation will be different than the others, because I can see a very, very specific evolution for what you're up to in the world. And are you up for kind of a discussion to evolve your way of relating to the reason why you were born?
Yes, I am. I am in my language. I am looking for not an affirmation so much as a direction. I'm looking for a direction.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm seeing. So that's perfect. That is perfect, dude. Okay. So, oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay.
Me too.
It's so juicy. It's so juicy. Okay. So let's first talk about the idea of faith keeper. And I'm going to back up because I want to give a context to the conversation we're going to have. All right. So this morning I was talking to someone about the idea of survival. And I want to really make that present, but I'm going to do it in real short order because you'll get it. Survival, you can be surviving really well, and people mistake it for the operating system of thriving. Okay? So surviving really well means coming from your knowing, right?
Yeah.
It means that you're taken out by what's happening in humanity, but you come back really quickly. It means that the amount of time you spend being bothered by the fears that people have is very short, and you're very open to that there's a possibility that like there's something being created out of that. But you can be in fear a little bit. Okay, you know what I mean? Like you can be in fear a little bit. Have you experienced that?
Oh, honestly, daily.
Okay.
When I'm good, then when I go to relax at night, I have this moment of like, oh my God, what the, and then I'm like, all right, but no, I had a valuable day. I will have a valuable day tomorrow. So
Right.
yes, I experience it. So I love that, surviving at a at a level where people think you're thriving. I love that.
You have a very high level of surviving.
Yes.
You're surviving very well.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and that's awesome. That is a testament to the work that you've done on yourself. You with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Thriving is where I want to be.
But here's the deal. So I, much like you, many years back, I'm like, but why is it that some people, everything comes? Like everything comes. they don't, I mean, I don't even see them spending a millisecond. They almost know, they have a way of relating to life that's different than mine. I want to know what that is,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So the reason I'm having this discussion is because in order to talk about faith keeper as a concept, just so you know, here's my copious notes. So in order, I write these things down because the way I work is in quantum leaps, and that's a circular way of thinking rather than a linear way. And so I have to write things down to be able to come back to them. So one of the things that I'm seeing is you're right on the cusp of what I came to probably 3 years ago now, is that there's a new operating system. Now, it's not a new operating system in that it never existed before, it always existed. But it's been made available because people are now at the place where it's like, I don't want to survive better anymore. I want to be at the level of embodying a different way of plugging into life.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about the new age. I'm not talking about law of attraction. I'm actually talking about transcending all of that, letting it catalyze and going to a different place. Okay, so now the thriving operating system, the idea of faith keeper wouldn't exist. Now, it would, it just wouldn't use that language. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like in the native tradition, a faith keeper was like, I'm going to see the world and see you as consciousness sees the world and sees you for you when you forget. That's a faith keeper. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, and I do that all day, like I love seeing people because I see them for who that's what I do when I go into the hologram. And you do it too when you work with your clients. I can see that. You know who they are for them when they forget themselves, which you're doing exactly what you said you do, which is so beautiful. And when I'm looking at the land of thriving, like a different operating system, it's someone that doesn't have to keep the faith because the effort disappears. Like the keeping part disappears. You become the embodiment of the understanding of how the metaphysical in physical form works, such that the embodied state takes zero effort, and that tell me if I'm being too much as I speak. I'm just bringing this through for you. It's an activation of the idea that photon packages of light travel around the world 7 times in a second. The embodiment of a thriving operating system means that everyone in the world has the opportunity to thrive. There is no one who's special.
Right.
And yet we're all beautiful and unique, but no one is more special that they deserve to thrive over other people.
Right.
The knowingness of the idea that in a metaphysical universe and in a fractal universe and in a mathematical universe and in a interconnected multidimensional universe, that thriving is actually just the way it is. When you embody that way of being, it permeates every dimension. It permeates every aspect of humanity. It permeates the mathematics. It permeates all the science. It permeates the field in which we live, the atmosphere in which humans live. So there actually is nothing to do from there, because at the fundamental subatomic space that human beings are made of, dangling my participles, at the fundamental space that we're made of. So just breathe this in. Imagine that at the smallest quantum space, in the dark matter that we're mostly comprised of. If you can get to the awareness of that level, the bigness and the smallness simultaneously of who we really are, and you can simply embody that, the fear and the worry instantly disappears, and it permeates all of who you are. But the key is, as more and more people activate and live at that embodied state of a thriving operating system, a whole different way to relate to life. When you live there, can you understand that by living there, you're activating and making available by living there to humanity through a fractal universe that way of being, and that there is no faith to keep?
Yes, I can understand that being in that place and thriving in that place will send the energy out to people who need and will be served by feeling that.
So
My
wait. So I'm going to even like revise that.
okay,
Imagine that it doesn't even send the energy out. Imagine that it simply adds energy to the existence of the thriving way of plugging into life. And that by lighting it up more simply by living that way, you instantly make it more available. It doesn't actually send the energy up.
okay,
It just lights it up. It makes it more visible. It makes it more available to people, and it shines it up more, right?
okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I do get what you're saying.
Good.
And
Okay,
when
cool.
I have that connection, I feel my body actually kind of radiating. I
Yeah,
just
that's it.
feel it being in a space. However, I
Yes.
hear what you're saying. And
Yes.
I want to, be there. Um, there is very drawn to this world. I love this world. I love 3D. I love,
Yes.
enjoying everything. And along with that, though, comes this, I have, I don't know if it's possible. I haven't yet transcended the idea that stuff's happening. I'm not sure that I don't have the language for
So
this.
may I? I'm going to see if
Yes,
I can
please.
translate what I'm feeling from you. Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like you haven't been able to. You're witnessing a lot of pain, a lot of contrast, a lot of people being really cruel, a lot of people being incredibly unconscious in ways that people are actually dying because of their unconsciousness. You're witnessing, polarities on political, economic, racial, like every, like health, fairness, justice. I mean, it permeates everything. And what I'm feeling from you is that, oh, so just breathe with me for a second, Diane. As someone that was born to build bridges, we also feel we have to be able to see the beginning of the bridge, the catalyst for the bridge that's going to be built. And what I see in you is that you have an awareness of the pain of what's happening, and you don't have a way to relate to the pain yet that doesn't take you out sometimes.
Yeah, the way I relate to the pain right now is to breathe into it for a little bit and then distract myself. There's a lot of, and it's conscious distract. Like I'm going to watch a movie
No,
tonight.
it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're surviving amazing. You're doing a great job of moving through a time of great polarity. Now let me see if I can put my finger on the question that's begging to be asked. See, this leads to what you're going to be doing next. That's why we're talking about it. Okay. The thing you're asking to do is the thing that you're going to be bringing to people. Okay. So it's what's next for you. You're such a great seeker, Diane. Oh my God, I love it. It's like you're such a real thirsty person for that stuff. So the question that I feel is, how do we actually get from, how do you, not even we, how do you specifically not have to process the pain of the world, but yet not put your head in the sand and be ignorant, right?
Exactly.
That's what I feel. I bet you there are a ton of people asking that same question. Okay. So here's the thing. And one might think, they might look at me and go like, Jennifer, don't you like, what? Like, are you saying that you're all Miss Pollyanna and you just live in this land of thriving and you don't know? Oh, no, no, no. See, so here, I'm going to give you a small piece of it. This is a small piece of the system to thrive. First of all, I'm really excited because before we talked about, get out of your way, the that program. It is the beginning. It's a full day on the beginning of the way to embody that thriving mechanism. Okay, that thriving operating system. So it's going to be really important homework, is doing that too, because especially for bridge builders like you, especially for like our clients who tend to be like very curious seekers, it's just so important because it's you're in that space of what's next. And this is, I just can't even believe how perfect this conversation is for you, but like how our collective is so brilliant at bringing things through. But at the same time, it's like, this is such a great conversation for everyone, Diane. God,
Okay.
so many people feel the way that you do right now. So many. So little piece, okay, little piece of this. So when we're in that place, our purpose isn't what we think. Our purpose isn't our job. It's not what we do for a living.
Right.
Okay.
Getting there. Yeah.
I know, because so what you said earlier was like, okay, that purpose is done. It's like, I promise you, for you especially, you're so passionate and awesome. I wish you lived closer. It's like that that your purpose is a purpose that keeps expanding in every lifetime. It never stops. But your purpose specifically is to take people who are suffering into the land of being free from the suffering, right? Like, how do I be free from the suffering? But your consciousness is asking a question that's even deeper than your human self is asking. It's like, okay, what's next for me? Well, you're always going to build those bridges, which means that you're always going to be aware of the pain that people have. The question is, how do you not carry it? Okay. How do you not carry the pain? How do you not, like, what is the difference in the way you relate to pain when you're thriving? So I will share with you that. Because
Yes.
this
Good
is
question. Yes.
right. So this is a piece of what's next for you. Okay. This is a piece of where you're headed, just a piece of that embodied state of thriving. How we relate to pain in this operating system. So see if you can follow me here. In the operating system of human, pain is a catalyst for the creation of solutions that would cause us to be able to line up with a new level of creativity, which is the reason we were born, to create.
Got it.
We're born, our purpose is not to learn. That would be a result. Learning is a result, but our purpose is to create and enjoy the creation forward, because we're literally microcosms of the macrocosm of creation itself. So here we are, like individual units of creation, right? With our personality. So now, how does the mechanism work, this human mechanism? The human mechanism works like there is pain or contrast or an asking, or I want to do something more efficiently. And of course, it's on a scale of how painful it is, right? And then what happens is that actually launches into the metaphysical realm. It's responded to in the land of infinite wisdom, which scientifically for me is just a metaphysical space where the asking creates an instant answer. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
And then the instant answer comes, and our job is to be in a place of so much like playtime with all of the resources that are available on this planet, as you said earlier, the enjoyment of being here in a body on a planet, and being in that space as a permanent way of being, such that the answers simply come. You become a walking meditation. In fact, in the land of this embodied state, the word meditation might even disappear. The word manifestation might even disappear when you're actually in the new operating system, because literally it just becomes the way you are. It's the way you play. So how you relate to pain is not like, oh my God, look at how many people are in pain, and some kind of, owing it to those people to feel their suffering, or whatever that is, like, wow, that's really harsh, and oh, I can feel them, and we sort of go down there with them. And instead of having compassion, we completely physiologically empathize.
Right.
Empathy is good, but we relate to the empathy of the pain like the most powerful, magical catalyst for what's available for humanity. And the first place you go is to, I'm so excited for the evolution of what this is creating, rather than the first place we go being, oh my God, look at the unbelievable, horrific, terrible way people are suffering in this world.
So I hear what you're saying. I want to reframe it in my mind. What I think I heard is that when I feel that, because I start to, I'm not sure I even consider myself empathetic too much, because I see it, right? I experience it coming at me.
Yes.
But I also sit and say, okay, when I say maybe I don't know what's next, part of that is I don't know really what to do other than to be in this place of, it's going to be okay. We are going to evolve. I just need to wait this out.
And so there's, I totally hear you.
And so it's this place of, what you had said, then I had said, enjoying this 3D world, enjoying this world. I feel like I have really not, I always thought, well, I was never really a child. I take life very seriously. And that's what's got me to where I am. And part of this wanting to enjoy is to say, it's time to lighten up. It's time now to lighten up, bring it all in. And with the time I have left on this planet, in this body, just relax. That is not what I'm here for.
It's interesting because your instincts are speaking to you, because it's not exactly, that's how you're interpreting it through your filter, but you're not wrong. And because one might think, like, why am I thinking this? In these times when all this crazy stuff is happening, how could I possibly, it seems very inappropriate that I would be thinking about, I'm studying like my white privilege and I'm studying all these things to try to up, and I'm like, this is not the time to enjoy. This is the time to do something. I've got to do something, right? And here's the thing. You're a creator. You are here to create. But here's the thing. What you haven't been doing is enjoying the process of creating. And I don't mean being happy, happy, joy, joy, like full of, have farting rainbows. I'm not talking about that. Okay. I'm actually talking about playing in the most cosmic, ridiculously fulfilling way a human being can play. That's like having the spirit of a child in the awareness of an adult.
I would love that.
Okay, I'm going to say it again. That you could have the spirit of the imagination, curious on the adventure of a child playing, except you get to play with all of the resources of all of consciousness, which is so much bigger or better than just, I want to get an RV and travel around the country,
Right.
right?
Right.
That's what's next for you. It's that new operating system. So you're definitely like, I know you're not yet in the get out, evolve, and embody, but I'm telling you, that's where we're going to take this conversation to the what we can't do in 20 minutes. So, but are you starting to, like, can you feel what I'm saying? Can you feel the opening? Can you feel the
I can. I think I've been feeling it for a bit, and again, not having direction.
does it,
Uh,
can you feel the direction now? Can you feel like, oh, I'm going to involve myself into the embodiment of the thriving? Then you're going to be the embodiment of that way. The whole reason to do that, Diane, is because you become, I talked to someone else about, in a state of embodiment of a different paradigm, what happens is you emanate the codes of the possibility of living that way for anyone into the stratosphere, into all of the dimensions. And as you do that, you make that way of being available for all instantly. And there will be specific people that I could totally see in your hologram that in that state, when you do your work, because you're going to be working with people who are leaders in their families, they're maybe managers in companies, they're like, they want to make the world a better place. They want to feel better. They want to pay it forward. Those are your people. They don't want to suffer anymore.
hmm.
And what happens is you will affect them more deeply in a way that is going to be far more interesting to your seeking personality.
Hmm.
And it's going to take you down a wormhole that's almost like the next chapter of your life. It's like you're closing the old book of your life and you're going into a new book. That's what it feels like to me. It's like you're not even going to do a new chapter in the old book. You're ready for a new book.
That's how it feels. It feels
Yeah.
like, I use the words when I journal. I use the words a lot about regenerating
Yes.
and
Yes.
just renewing my whole self instead of getting, a,
Totally. It's so funny. Do you know that the word we use in survive, I cannot wait to work with you. You are so, I cannot wait. I really can't, because the word you're so ready to be, oh God. Anyways, in survival, okay, we use the word sustainability in survival. It sounds like a good idea. In thriving in that new operating system, we use
yeah,
the word regenerative.
yeah.
We use the word regenerative. You literally just said it yourself. So I absolutely, so your journaling is taking you right along the right path. So in this conversation, can you feel the opening? Can you feel a direction? Can you feel like you haven't been able to put words to it, but we're actually putting words to it today so that it's landing? Can you feel that?
I feel the possibility of it.
Yeah.
My ego is still saying, oh, I don't know. Because I take it so seriously and I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So all that ego driven stuff.
You don't
Okay,
know what
okay, I'm
though.
gonna go.
No, tell me. I want to know what your ego specific. What do you mean so by the way, like there's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in baseball. There's also no perfectionism in thriving. You understand? Like the universe could give a about, I really want to swear. But the universe could give a
Don't
you know what about perfectionism. You understand?
Yes,
It
yes.
doesn't care. It doesn't care. Thriving, the universe doesn't go, well, I think I'm going to make a new solar system. Ah, damn it. How do I get that perfect?
I get that.
No,
Yes.
no.
And I hear that very, very clearly.
Yes.
And it's almost interesting. I feel like this. I want to I'm at a place where I at least need to laugh about that. It's gotten so it's ridiculous. And I just need to
Good,
laugh about that and be in
good.
curiosity about, oh my God, what has that gotten me? Thinking that I needed to be, I mean, it's gotten me here, which is, but
I want to talk about perfectionism just for a second.
go ahead.
Okay. We've gone over our 20 minutes, but I so want to talk about this. Okay. So, okay. Human beings invented perfectionism. The entire universe, you can actually get to this land, like the top of survival, through perfectionism. But you'll never, ever truly thrive. Now, people might say, but I've become a multimillionaire based on, by perfectionism. And I would say to them, yes. Are you happy? Are you in love with your life? Are you fulfilled deeply? Do you have a sense of your deeper spirituality? Are you in a constant state of curiosity on the adventure like a child, or do you try to control things? And of course, I know what the answer is because I've actually worked with lots of people they're ridiculously wealthy, and it's just same stuff, different pile. You know what I mean? So it's just more zeros, same stuff, more zeros. That's all. So now for you, perfectionism. Human beings invented it because they were trying to figure out how to operate in the world. And here's how the universe works. The universe literally works on the lack of perfectionism. It works on the opposite of perfectionism. Things have to be filled with contrast or not quite right, or the possibility of something even better happening in order for us to create. So by definition, as creators, to expand, which is what we're designed for, which is curious on the adventure, which is play, which is the thing that you're seeking, actually requires that you embrace that nothing is ever perfect, nor was it ever designed to be, because the only way we could be creators is if things were imperfect and could be improved upon constantly. Relationships, love, how we parent, how we awaken, how we evolve, how we, all of it is always up for questioning and up for the next level. So isn't that an interesting paradigm shift?
It's so perfect sense. I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
See, it's perfect.
It's perfect. There we go.
So the thriving operating system, okay, is literally about transcending that whole, like, how do you live if you're not trying to get it right all the time? What's the slight shift? And there is a slight shift. I seriously, I've never been so excited to actually, because you have a beautiful way of going direct with consciousness. You have such a great curiosity, and I can feel your seeking this, my love. So I'm just thrilled that you had a question and then we got to go down the wormhole together. But the homework is like, I am passionately certain that your next book includes understanding that operating system, because your beautiful ability to build bridges for people and your depth of caring for humans requires a constant evolution in the way you plug into life. So I just know it's an answer to your asking. It's perfect. So can you start to feel, so when I'm talking about is that beginning stage, that get out of your way to evolve, embody, understanding what's next, that new operating system it's perfect. It's just, it is a perfect answer to your asking. I can feel it.
Beautiful.
My question to you is, can you let yourself just let your perfectionist brain be way the hell over here, okay? And you just be here. Can you let yourself feel excited for what's next?
Yes. Yes,
Good.
I feel it. Yes.
Yay. So that's what there is to let yourself feel, and even re-listen to this recording.
Oh, I will.
If you let yourself like roll around in it and go, oh yeah. See, I'm even getting goosebumps just from talking to you. It's just so good.
Oh,
So Diane, thank you. I so appreciate you. I so appreciate your question. I know so many people were thinking the same thing.
oh, good. And I'm really happy that this also not just served me, but
Yes.
served, people who are called to listen.
In fact, I'm going to say this right now. The people that are watching this and listening to this, write in the comments and just tag Diane and I and let her know that tell her how much of a difference, because we don't know sometimes, right? People just
Yeah.
listen and then they don't say anything. Say something, put it in the comments and say, like, I love it when you guys talked about X. And I got to tell you, for bridge builders, that's such a tickle spot. It's like just
It is
letting
a
us,
tickle spot. It makes me
right?
want to just expand more and more and say more
Ex-
things. Yeah.
exactly. Like, what
Yeah.
other bridge can I build?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you guys, I am going to put actually the link to the Get Out of Your Way in the comments and also probably in the description. Make sure you guys go and check it out if you're like Diane. We're going to be going on this journey together. So I'm just like ecstatically excited for being a part of building a bridge to a world that gets to operate in regeneration, not just, I'm just so, when I heard the word sustainable, I'm like, it made my eye twitch. It's like, there's something wrong with that.
Well, it's kind of status quo. It's like, let's just
Right.
stay here. Well, why would we stay here when we can be here?
It's
Yeah.
like, yes, and we can actually not only sustain, but we can actually have a regenerative world. I mean, just let that roll around in your body. Jeez Louise. Anyways, thank you, Diane, for having a
Thank
great
you,
question.
Jennifer. It was
Like
lovely.
all over your face.
Thank you.